Okay, so to make the dress form you will need an old shirt. I'm just using this old shirt that I have. It's just a pretty basic shirt. It's not very long, it stops around about there. So for that reason it's a little bit too short to use for the dress, for the model. So you'll want to get an old piece of fabric. I'm just using a bed linen piece. You just want to wrap it around and tuck it in, just like that. It's covered everywhere. Some people like to sew it, but I mean it's pretty fine like that. No flesh is showing because you're going to be putting duct tape over the top of this, and that will hurt. Okay, so for this job you'll need some duct tape. I've just got a large roll. This retails around $2-3 at store. Well, in mine it costs £2.50, so I don't know how many. But yeah, you'll probably need about 2 of these, but I'm going to try and limit it to 1 because I only have this. So okay, you want to start at the waist, work down, and then work up from the waist. So it's easier to do this with a friend, but I don't have a friend with me, so. Oh yeah, and also you'll need some scissors at hand, because, yeah, never mind. Okay, so you want to start at your waist, and to find out the waist, you can bend like that, and where you feel the crease there, that's your natural waistline, and that's where you want to start. So, you're just going to start, and I know it looks kind of stupid, but you're just going to do that all the way around, just go around in circles. Now we're working down, so gently bring it down. Try to, don't make it tight because this is what you're going to model on and you don't want your clothes to be too tight on you, so. And you try not to make as little crease here as possible. You want it to be quite smooth, you don't want any ruffles. And slowly work your way down. Still, you can see the tape here is overlapping, just slightly. That's good, that's what we want. Okay, so I've done about this. I've wrapped it around about 4 or 5 times, and now it's got to a point where I've got a little bit more shape to go around, so like my wave, this bit comes out. So to avoid creasing, you want to snip the tape, and you want to work with little sections instead of the whole roll. So snip that and get the tape at a different angle and start again. And snip that. And just do it when necessary. Usually the bottom bit's the easiest, apparently. I've never done this before, but apparently the bottom bit is the easiest. And I would definitely recommend to have a friend with you when you do this because it's so hard to do it on your own. So, carry on doing that, I guess. Try not to make it tight, like mine's kind of tight. Well, this is kind of loose now. But anyways, so you just do that until you reach, my dress stops around about here, I don't know, about a third below the knee, just stop. Or if you want, you can make it as long as you want. But I think you can make it as long as you want if you like to make skirts, because then you can actually measure how long your legs are and all that fun stuff. So just carry on doing that all around the body. Okay, so I've just finished the skirt and I've done like the bottom and everything. It's really hard to walk, like I can't move the top of my legs. I was just like bending my knees and walking like across my room like that. It's quite funny. But yeah, so basically I've done this. That was kind of cool as well because it looks like a high-waisted skirt from a distance. But yeah, so now we're going to work on this bit. And I'd recommend tying your hair up for this just so that you don't get any trapped in the duct tape because that will not be very nice. So, okay. You want to duct tape in the little sections under the bust because if you duct tape in big sections you won't really get the figure out, and this is kind of what we want to do because we don't want to be wearing a shirt that's too tight or too loose because we didn't do this step correctly. So you can do big strips around the back or whatever, it's just like around the bust. And then when you get to the neck here, you want to put an extra piece of material, just for example like this, around like that, and you just want to do the neckline. And also do here the beginning of the shirt. And then when you're done, you'll have something that looks like this. Okay, so this is the finished product. I must warn you, it is insanely hard to breathe. So basically you've just got your whole body outlined in duct tape. I can't breathe. Okay, just gonna say I ran out of duct tape as I got here. But it doesn't really matter because I'm not really into making shirts. I like to make dresses. God, I can't breathe. Dresses and skirts, so that's okay. And yeah, so now what you want to do is once you have your duct tape, you want to get the back and you want to cut all the way up here in the centre of your back, all the way up here, using some scissors, like that. When you're done, you should end up with something that looks a little like this. It just looks like, I don't even know what it looks like. But as you can see, this is where I cut it open. If you have someone to help you, this wouldn't be like this, or jagged, it would be straight. Because I was cutting from behind, I was sort of going like that, and it was really, really hard. And let me tell you, I have never felt like so free when this came off, because it is just the most uncomfortable situation to be in. So just bear in mind that you should get a friend's help when you do this. Okay, so next step is to stuff the inside. So if you can see the inside, it looks kind of weird, but that's what I wore at the beginning of the tutorial. It's now cut open, down the back, and now I'm left with this. You don't want to mess around with it too much because its shape will fade, but what you want is something to stuff it inside of it. So people like to use polyfill. They're about $3 a bag and you'll need around about 3 bags. If though, like me, you're on a tight budget, you can use newspaper shreddings or scrunched up newspaper. So I'm going to use some scrunched up newspaper, and then once it's completely stuffed, you'll want to duct tape the back so that it's joined again, and then you'll want to duct tape the bottom and duct tape the top. But I'm not going to duct tape the top because I have this, which is like the t-shirt, which I think is pretty cool because if I like change or something, I can just put the shirt on like this and just check. Because if I get too big for this, I can cut it open, get rid of all the stuffing, like put that to the side, put this back on, add a little extra to the back maybe, and then I would put some more stuffing, put the old stuffing back in and maybe add a little bit extra. So I think that's pretty cool. And I'll just show, I'm not going to show you the finished product in this video because I'm not going to do it yet, but that's basically what you will do. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and a huge tip, do it with a friend, please.